Goa, the land where freedom once danced to the pulse of the ocean, where music wasn't just heard, it was felt. In the early 2000s, I found myself behind the decks, not just as a DJ, but as a conduit. Back then, it wasn't about headlining a festival or trending on social media. It was about transmitting energy, connecting the heartbeats of the crowd to the rhythm of the universe. I would say DJs are almost like God because they control the energy, create waves of emotion, and allow the crowd to transcend. In those moments when the bass kicks in and the melody rises, time stands still. It's more than just sound, it's a collective spiritual experience. The spirit of the underground has evolved. The sounds have changed. Goa, once a sanctuary for musical expression, is now a playground for commercial beats, and electronic music has shifted in its essence. DJs like Whosane were pioneers, forging a path where there was none.
By the 90s, Bollywood started getting pretty big. But at the time when it was really exploding, and I had actually all of those opportunities, I was leaning more towards a little more experimental, a little more electronic, and just trying to broaden the horizon. Moksh, yes, was one of the early contributions from India towards Psytrance, though it was like a mix, it was a fusion album. I mean, it was a lot of Indian classical and based on Hindu mythology and, but yes, it was psychedelic. And it was accepted. It was accepted by a decent number of people, and but it was still very much a niche, genre.
Obviously, the influence started from India, which we all know about, and has gone all across the world. So yes, it's a heritage.
Why do you feel it started from India?
Kind of evident because big artists who are now the big producers and pioneers of the Psytrance all were visiting India in that space of 97 to 94. And they were getting to see a lot of things and learn a lot of things because India was the biggest platform at that point. It was underground, but yes, the music is all open, And when it comes to that, I mean, they learned it from here and now are big producers. I don't want to name them. They all know where they have stood behind the consoles of some of the resident Indian DJs in Psytrance who used to play in Goa then. They would be in awe of them, and they would love them, and they started developing a taste towards that kind of music and are now the biggest producers of the world there. So heavy lifting has been done by India.
When I visited Goa, it was a big transformative, it changed a lot. And I've been coming to the Goa from the 90s, 1991 probably, yeah. And we've been coming regularly, like every few months we're down. Goa is quite the party hub and capital of not just India, but it's pretty globally recognized too. And I've always loved the whole vibe of Goa. It's very cosmopolitan. You have, this dominating one culture or society as such. You have people from all walks of life. You have lovely beaches, fresh air. It's green. It's laid back, and also extremely hectic at the same time. So it's a good mix of feeds both my extremes. So I decided to instead of just going back and forth, and now traveling, everything, commuting is all so much easier. And I decided I'll just make the shift. Work to some extent, yes, does get affected from if you move out of the capital cities. But it's a great compromise. I'm happy.
We were playing vinyl, feeling every beat with our hands, channeling something outwardly through each track. Now the landscape has changed, the technology, the crowd, even the vibe. But the essence, the soul of it, that divine connection is still there.
And where I started music was from the year maybe 98, started getting influenced with all sorts of genre and the whole spectacle about being able to control the music and the crowd when you're playing, that aura that and the energy that you spill when you're on the console just fascinated me a bit, and started actually DJing from 2001. I met Whosane, my mentor, 1998. He made me work from arranging the speakers to putting up the amps, how many amps, and everything went technical, bizarre before I actually stood on the console. 2004 is where I really got into the shape of playing for gigs, for big events in India. And yeah, that's where 98, say 2004 was the influential year for me.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel that talent with regards to not mainstream DJs, it's being compromised by commercialization, like too much of Bollywood influence?
I think I too have grown and matured. My views have changed over the years, and there were things I just was not willing to accept, or there is change or the shift happening. But now I don't see it like that at all. I think whatever is happening is great. I don't know what is too much anymore, because it's all there, and the only way you reach out to many people, to the whole world globally, is when it is too much. And earlier I thought, because initially, there was a whole period where I felt India was trying to ape the West. And now I see a full reversal happening. And, the West is aping India, and Indian music is quite globally well accepted. And India has so much, apart from just the mainstream and Bollywood. But yes, even Bollywood itself also has, which was the forerunner. But even that now has diversified so much. You have so many even new solo artists. Punjabi has taken over. I keep saying, I think the national music language of India is Punjabi, because it's like everybody loves it. Whoever gets it, understands it, speaks it, does not, from north, south, east, west, everyone loves it. Internationally, it's become so big. Earlier, it was just pure raw talent, but today's day and age, so much technology, information, talent has, you need to balance with even your knowledge, and it needs to come together. So there is a lot of technological advances that makes it so much easier for you to, even with a little lesser talent, also to come out really shining. So, we see a lot of that, and it's only getting better and better, right? From whether it's the production to the amount of content that's coming out, just from now you have kids who can just produce on one laptop. Now you have AI that anyone can just make anything. So but there's this good and bad to it all, but I see this, that's the way forward. It's all good. And talent has, I think even the standard quality of everything has increased. Back in our day, whenever we had some kind of scene, it was a community. We knew everyone. It was like our extended family. Now, today, even though our lives are out in the social and public domain, but it's not like it used to be before. It's very hard to even find any like group or circle, or because there's too much happening everywhere.
I don't play Bollywood. I love the music because born in a small house where my grandmother would be doing riyaz at 6:30 in the morning. So always had that Hindi influence in my bloodstream. And the kind of music that I'm producing or we are producing in collabs is all Hindi influence. So it might look like a foreign package with the Indian substance as the core. I think so. It's a Opal digital playground now. Everybody has a fair share. Whichever stream, whichever genre they're picking up, doesn't matter. It's about keeping up with the pace, the creativity, showing the kind of core substance you're made up of to keep up with the competition. So it no longer is fixed to any idealism like, specific genre, specific Psytrance. It's all open. So it's not, Psytrance itself has many subcategories.
Is there more acceptance with the Indian audience?
Yes.
And the clients?
Yes, because now the generation X, whatever we have now, they are more acceptable to things, They're easygoing with what kind of music goes. It's just not fixed. It's just not relative. It's not biased, So they like Indian voices now. You've got good Indian, not only in Psytrance, but all on genres, all platforms. You've got heavy duty, heavy, mad machine music melody makers now. So, it's going too well at this point, If only we could rewind a few years and get those, because now this is the it, you would say. Now it's going to only go up for the Indians and their artistry, whatever they want to, because no tag behind.
Do you think there is global recognition for Indian artists now compared to before?
I would say the exposure was less. We are known nothing less in any kind. We have almost a lot of 80% of the artists that are producing Psytrance music have already collabed with a lot of your foreign, international, high standard, A-grade artists. So we are not lacking in any way. Yes, there needs to be a route to teach the young, which a lot of seniors have taken up now, what I learned from my mentor. Nothing comes easy. Yeah. So don't just wake up with your first track and say, yeah, you got it. There's a lot of milestones to pass. And like of the blue, he told me yesterday that he's still learning. So yeah, it doesn't stop. So go ahead with it. Give your full maximum throttle that you can. And sure, for nobody else, but you'll be a winner. So head high, work fast, and be aggressive in the right things.
Well, I think you are, at a great time where you have a lot at your fingertips. You have access to music, technology, the whole scene. There's a lot more acceptance of the entire entertainment clubbing scene. There is so much more diversity. So everyone has a little opportunity and option for them. Though that being said, there's also much more competition because a lot more people are doing it. But don't lose heart. You just have to keep at it, be true to it, and at some point things will happen. You don't just expect miracles overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. You just have to keep at it, and you'll find your own niche in there. You'll understand how to improve, and dedication, hard work, yes, and it will pay off at some point. Don't expect it to happen overnight.
Music, especially here in Goa, has always been about freedom. But true freedom lies beyond the trends and the tech. It's in the silence between the beats, in the hearts of those who surrender to the rhythm. God is a DJ. That's the magic we are still chasing.